Why is it that toddlers leave the weirdest little pieces of bread behind? They licked the cream cheese off the bagel, they've got the crust from a sandwich. You hate to throw that toddler leftover food into the garbage. Can you compost it? Can you compost bread? What about that moldy roll, the last one in the bag? You find it and you're like, oh, it's moldy. Can I put it in my compost bin? Yes, you can. There is one main risk associated with composting bread and pasta and rice. We're going to talk about that in this video. Hi, I'm Amy Landers with Gardens That Matter, where we help families create beautiful, bountiful gardens together. And let's turn your bread into black gold for your garden. I've been composting since junior high, and I did an experiment where I put all kinds of things in a compost bin to see which one broke down the fastest. Guess which one was one of the winners? A piece of bread. It was disappeared after just a few weeks in the compost pile. This will decompose. We decompose pretty much all the food waste coming out of our house, even the leftover bits and pieces from dinner, and it works. It's nice, dark, finished compost in just a few months. Now, why do we want to be careful about bread, and why is it sometimes recommended to not put in breads and pastas and rices? The main concern is pests. Maybe you have a neighborhood beagle that likes to get into compost bins. Maybe it's mice or rats or raccoons or possums, whatever lives in your neighborhood that might like to eat these things if they were left out, might like to eat them in your compost bin. So you've got a couple of options. The first one is to use an enclosed bin, something like a tumbler or a plastic composter, or a bin that has a lid that you can close. You just kind of block access for any kind of pests that want to get in there and eat that. For those of you with an open bin, maybe a pile or a wire bin or a pallet, you can dig down into the center of your pile and bury the breads and cooked materials deep in the pile where they're going to really be filtered out. Any kind of smells are going to be filtered out by the leaves or other cover material you're putting on there, and that's going to really discourage any kind of pests from moving in to eat your leftover bits of bread that your toddler didn't eat. So now you know you can put bread into your compost bin. You're going to want to make sure it's enclosed or buried in the center so you can avoid any kind of pests that might like to dine on your toddler leftovers. Do you have more questions about what you can and can't compost, or about composting in general? Well, we've made it easy for you. In the description for this video, you'll find links to our website, gardensthatmatter.com. One of them is going to take you to a spot where you can sign up for the ins and outs of composting. This is a quick reference you can print to make it easy to know what can and can't go in the compost. You can also ask your own question about composting or gardening for me to answer in a future video. Thank you so much for watching today. If you want more garden goodness, be sure to subscribe. And if you know somebody else who's interested in composting, I'd love for you to share this video with them. Until I see you again, happy gardening.